What's going on, everybody? It's me, FordmanGaming from FordmanGaming, and welcome back, finally, to another video. It's been a while since I've done a video, and I wanted to quickly talk about that before we get into today's video. I've been doing a lot of live streams in the last couple years. I felt like it would be a good idea for me to come back and do a video for you guys, since we just hit 600 subscribers a few weeks back. So. Not a few weeks back, a couple of months ago, so it's only fair I give you guys a video in celebration of that, which, by the way, guys, I'm sorry I'm late on that. So anyways, what is today's video about? Well, as you guys can see, we are back inside BeamNG Drive. I made a ton of videos on this game. It is one of my favorite games of all time. But today we're actually switching things up a bit, and we are going to be taking a look at the newest update, which at this moment in time is 0.16. Now, we are on the Rowan County, Tennessee map, which, by the way, guys, it is absolutely massive out there. There's a lot of areas for you to visit with this map. I'll probably do a full video on this map here pretty soon. Well, actually, not a full map. I might make this into an actual series, just taking a look at this map simply because it's so awesome. But anyways, guys, a big thing with this update is the fact that we now have a fully electric car. We'll get into that in a second, but right now, I want you guys to take a listen at this engine sound. Does this engine sound different? Sorry, let me rephrase that. Does this engine sound not sound the same like you'd remember it? This is Gabriel D series. Take a listen. I hope that engine sound doesn't sound familiar to you guys, because that is why, let's just say the sounds got updated. All the vehicles, except the T-Series, have sounds that make the vehicles sound like what their actually real-life counterparts would be like. As like the D-Series, sound like a truck. You can totally tell, sound like a truck. But if we go into the vehicle selector and say, what car? You know what? Let's get the Savannah Bolide, because that one has. This car sounds like a supercar. No, it literally sounds like a supercar. See, listen to this engine sound. So all cars now have engine sounds that match what their real-life counterparts would be like. So, like, the Savannah Bolide sounds more like a supercar now. Gabriel D series sounds like a pickup truck, which there is also diesel engine sound for that pickup truck, but unfortunately, it's kind of too quiet. I was expecting something like the Ford Power Stroke engines. So, anyways, guys, this isn't all about the engine sounds while I'm looking at some stuff on Discord real quick. This isn't all about the engine sounds, because we have an electric car now. It is the electric version of the Hirochi SBR4. Now, you guys can see I do have all the regular configurations of the vehicle. We have the rear-wheel drive base version of the SBR4. But we also have a couple electric variants, including an Extreme Edition. Now, the Extreme Edition is from a mod, but the ones with the BeamNG logo, they're all normal cars. So let's start out with the ESBR4 300. Now, the first thing you're going to notice about this car is that there's absolutely no engine sound. There's no engine sound. I am not joking, you guys. There's no engine sound. And I can't rev the batteries because the batteries you can only hear the batteries while the car is in motion. So let's go ahead and shift into drive, and I'm gonna shut up and let you guys have a listen to the battery sound. We're just gonna drive around this parking lot for a second so you guys can hear the battery sounds. And just for the lulz, I'm actually gonna go on the highway over here, and I'm gonna gun it full throttle so you guys can hear just how crazy this engine, just how loud the batteries can get. So have a listen when I get on this highway of how loud these batteries get. Okay, so hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of what this car actually sounds like. You guys saw we topped out at almost 150 miles an hour. We're just gonna bring this Hiroti E SBR4. We're gonna park it at this house. Which, by the way, when the review of this map comes out, we're gonna take a big look at this little industrial area, and I'm gonna show you guys what I like to do in this little industrial area. But back to this. Basically, the ESBR4 is the highlight of this update, but I want to go through and show you guys what some of the other cars sound like. Now, the next car I want to show you guys is the Ibishu 200BX. Now, this car actually has it kind of has a distinctive sound. It's like, you might be able to hear a turbo in it if you listen very closely, so have a listen. Now, since this engine is naturally aspirated, you cannot actually hear a turbo because there is no turbo. But another big thing I wanted to tell you about with sounds, I want to show you this. Have a listen at the front here. You can only hear the engine. But in the back, the sound changes. That's right, guys. These sound sources are now two different things, so that way you don't hear the same engine sound all the way forward. So, like, we rev the engine up front. Now listen to what it sounds like in the back when I rev it. You can tell it's got a more bassier little input because there's less of an engine sound coming out. It's more of the exhaust that's going out with the sound. So that's the 200BX. I don't know if the ETK 800 series got it. Oh, ooh. So now let's listen to the Hopper, which is another one of my absolute favorite vehicles in the game right now. Now, this engine might sound like a diesel engine, which it might actually be a diesel engine, but listen to what it sounds like when you rev it. So that's what it sounds like up front. Now listen to what it sounds like in the back. Over rev risk, I do not care. But that's that engine sound. Basically, my point here is the sound sources are now very unique. You can have different sound sources for your different vehicles. There's also a live engine tuning app, just in case you guys do not like the way the stock engine sounds like. I'll have a tutorial. I'll make a video tutorial on how to get that up here pretty soon as well. Now, there's really not much more to tell you that I can show on this map, because another big change, it's actually an addition. The Italy map now has more sections, and I'll make a separate video going over the Italy map and what's different about it. A big thing is the docks are now complete. If you guys remember in previous versions, the docks were not accessible because it was an incomplete area of the map. That area is now complete, and there's also some other new areas which I will show off in another video. But for now, there's really not that much more to show you. Oh, one more thing before I end this video. Did you notice the speedometer? Did you notice how smooth that looked... Let me adjust the camera a little bit. You know, let me move out of the way a little bit. It's kind of hard for you to notice if I got that car. Yeah, let's go. You know what? You know what? Let's just do this. Control E. Let's remove others so we get better FPS. Okay, you know what? Let's just reset this thing. See, if you guys can notice, see how smooth that, actually, wait. Let's go... We'll head over back towards that little supermarket area. That little supermarket area is really... Well, actually, this might work, too. Let's try that. Okay, whatever. Basically, now the UI now has the ability to run at a full-on 60 FPS. So when I rev the engine, you can see it's going somewhat smooth, even though we're only getting 40 FPS up here, which I just realized you guys can't see that. But the UI can now run at a full 60 FPS if your machine is capable of running everything at 60 FPS. So that's another big change with that. Other than that, that's about all the changes I can show you on this map. I'm going to end this video off here. Next video, we're going to take a look at some of the new areas in Italy. I'll have to refer to the changelog to see what areas of Italy are new, so we can just instantly take a look at them without me having to drive over to them. So yeah guys, thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you in part 2 of the BeamNG Drive 0.16 update series. Catch you guys next time.